up, YouTube? I'm back early with another video like I promised. So this video is going to be based around what to expect when you get VSG surgery. Now this could be in the first couple of weeks after surgery. This could be several months down the line. I don't call myself a guru of VSG surgery by any means. However, I have been looking into it, researching it, watching countless YouTube videos about it, and a lot of them have common issues or common occurring events that happen throughout their surgery at different points in their surgery. So I'm just going to, plus also I'm basing some of what I wrote or am going to tell you guys on my personal experience so far, even though I'm only a month out, so I'm still progressing, but I'm just going to tell you what I've learned at this point. This is not medical advice. If you need medical advice, you need to contact your surgeon, doctor, or whomever it is that you speak to in terms of medical information. This is for entertainment purposes and educational purposes. You know, that whole disclaimer, I got to put that in there. So this is what you should expect after VSG surgery. The first thing on my list is fatigue. So with any surgery, you're going to be tired for a period of time afterward because your body needs to heal. Now, specifically with the VSG surgery, I feel like you will probably be tired because of that, as well as the fact that your body is now trying to adjust to getting less calories, less protein, less carbs, which your body uses carbs primarily for energy. Well, at this point in time, your body is used to using carbs for energy. So being that you can't consume those carbs anymore, your body is going to be exhausted, on top of the fact of trying to recover from a surgery. The next thing on my list will be lack of hunger, which would be self-explanatory because the purpose of the surgery is to limit the amount of food that you're going to be eating. Now, my personal experience with the surgery, I was hungry right after I got surgery, so that didn't apply to me, and I'm sure there's going to be people out there that are exceptions to the rule and who are hungry out of surgery, but you're still going to have to be limited to the surgery requirements, you know, immediately out of surgery. So you're still only going to be drinking protein shakes or drinking broth and things like that. So you'll have to kind of handle or keep a handle on your hunger issue until you're at a stage where you can eat more food. So like a puree stage. That was what I had to do. Speaking of the puree stage, that's going to be, or not puree stage, but the stages of the food that you're going to be eating after VSG. The next thing on my list will be, you have to stick to the diet that your surgeon prescribes to you post-op. Okay, so whether you got your surgery with insurance, or you paid for surgery out of pocket, or you went to another country, say Mexico or somewhere, to get your surgery, each doctor is going to have their own set of requirements that they want you to meet or to stick to post-op. So whatever those are, you want to listen to your surgeon and make sure you follow them. Now, as for me, my surgeon wanted me to do 3 weeks of liquid diet, and I just started puree stage on week 4. So weeks 4 through 6 will be puree, and then 6 through I think 8 was gonna be soft foods. Now, some places I've seen on videos will have you do liquids for like a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then you skip straight to the soft foods, or even maybe like straight out of surgery they may put you on puree. Now, it depends on what your doctor is telling you to do, but whatever that is, please follow your doctor's instructions to the T, or to the best of your abilities, because if you've watched some of my videos, I was not precise in the way that I followed my instructions to the doctor. But if I could go back in time and tell past me what, you know, to do or what not to do, I would try to follow more closely the instructions that my surgeon gave, because I don't know what the long-term effects are for me not doing those things. But at that time, I was just trying to get through. That is the biggest thing, is trying to make my way through. This is like at least 70% mental and maybe 30% physical. That's my personal opinion. A lot of this is a mental battle. And that actually works into my next topic or my next item on the list, you have to prepare mentally for this battle, for this new life. You have to prepare for head hunger. You have to prepare for the fact that you're not going to be able to eat any more of the things that you used to eat, because you're used to eating, whatever you want. Or if you crave something or you see somebody else eating it in your house, if you have a household of people, you can't eat those things because they could literally kill you at this point or make you extremely sick, and it's not worth the risk. In all honesty, the whole purpose of this exercise was to get you used to eating in a better way. Literally, it's like a factory reset for your stomach and your body. So it's going to take a while for you to adjust to this new lifestyle, and it's completely understandable. You're going to go through a lot of emotions during the first couple of weeks of surgery, or maybe even longer. Like, there's a lot of new things that you're going to deal with as you go through this journey. And you just have to have a great support system. You have to be willing to stop and think and, meditate, or talk to a therapist if you need to. They actually have psychiatrists and psychologists that are specifically designated to helping people who have had weight loss surgery get through their struggles. I want to make sure I mention that because that is something you are going to deal with. Hopefully you will not. There's a chance that you may not have that issue. I'm hoping that you won't, but there is a large chance that you will be facing some of these issues that I'm mentioning. So just keep that in mind. You're going to have some hormonal issues or some hormonal changes. So your body is going to be fluctuating with your hormones, which is going to cause you to feel a lot of different emotions. So that's going to play into the mental preparedness that I mentioned, because with this whole surgery, it's a lot that your body and your mind are going through, and then the physical changes in your hormones will cause your mood swings and things, and the fact that you're not eating the foods that you wanted to eat anymore, and a lot of things play into the emotional mood swings. And this is around the time, usually in the first couple of weeks, because you're only drinking liquids or you're only eating like mushed up food, applesauce and stuff like that. That's usually when people go through the I wish I didn't get the surgery phase, and most people go through it. I didn't go through it because I have been mentally preparing for this process for a period of time before I actually got the surgery. And I'll explain in another video why it took me so long to get the surgery. But point is, so I had a chance to prepare myself and go through the food funeral and all. If you talk to anyone that I know, close, that knows me well, I was a big foodie. I loved food. That was like my go-to every day. I would spend a long time thinking about food and what I'm going to cook. I would cook the food, I would eat it, and then I would think about the next meal that I'm going to cook. I'm looking at shows on TV and saying, "Ooh, that looks good," just being obsessed with food, okay? And I'm sure there's some emotional attachment to the food, and a reason why I was so connected to the food, I have not fully discovered that, but I had some emotional things that I was going through, like most people do. They have different events or different, issues that arise in your life, and my go-to was food, okay? So it took me a while before surgery to get to the place where I'm like, okay, well, I cannot lean on food anymore as my comfort, so I need to find another outlet to express myself, if you want to say that, I guess. Not to ramble, but so a lot of people are not emotionally prepared for what really happens in bariatric surgery. Like, I don't really see a lot of videos go into super detail about the emotional aspect of the surgery. Like, we all know, yay, we're gonna lose weight, but what is the impact on your mental state? Like, if you can't get to a place where your mind is okay with the new lifestyle, you're gonna have a hard time losing weight, because as soon as you can eat again, you're gonna backtrack and you're gonna start, maybe I can try this one cookie, or maybe I can eat one piece of cake, or maybe I can eat a hamburger, things like that. And it starts small because you can only eat this much food, but it will snowball, and eventually you will spiral, and eventually you'll get to the point where, okay, now my sleeve is stretched and I can eat too much food now and I'm starting to gain weight. And then you basically put yourself in a situation where now you have nothing helping you anymore. So it's kind of like a waste of time. I feel like I'm rambling. Okay, so anyway, a lot of people go through the regret phase and wish they hadn't got their surgery, but it will pass. Once you get to a point where you can start eating more foods, I'm in the puree stage right now. Puree stage right now. I'm eating softer foods, but I'm not eating pureed food, if that makes any sense. In terms of food, your stomach has to catch up, or your mind has to catch up to what your stomach can actually intake now. So your body or your stomach, your new stomach can only take in, especially like in the first couple of months, I think 3 months, can only take in, I think, between 2 and 4 ounces of food, actual like puree food or food in general. At least for me, that's what my stomach take, about 3 ounces maybe of like a tuna fish or something that's really so like a cream of wheat or something. Now I can drink at least 12 ounces of like a protein shake. If I drink a protein shake for lunch, I can drink the whole thing probably in the one sitting. That's me personally. So just know that food will sit harder in your stomach or heavier in your stomach than liquids, obviously. You cannot drink as fast as you used to. So prepare yourself for the fact that you cannot guzzle, or you can't, throw back a whole cup of water at one time. You're going to have to sip, or at least small gulps. You know what I'm saying? So I can gulp multiple gulps in one sitting, like one sip, I guess. But I can't drink, because if I do, then I'll start feeling nauseous, and then I'll feel like the water wants to come back up. So you have to kind of slow down. You have to be very intentional with the way that you drink. So you have to time it. I usually take like 2 or 3 gulps, and then I'll kind of fill my mouth up with about 1 ounce and let the rest kind of just slowly go down, like take little drinks of what's left in my mouth. So I may be able to get in maybe like 2 ounces of liquid per sip that I'm doing, or per time that I drink. And then I try to drink every like 10 to 15 minutes after that, so that I can get in my full amount of water for the day. Nausea. Nausea. Okay, so nausea is another thing. You're going to probably experience that usually in the first couple of weeks after surgery. Some people have it longer, like if they're introducing new foods into their diet, their stomach may or may not agree with it. It causes dumping syndrome, which is like just extreme nausea, sometimes vomiting. You may get a headache or have a fever and chills and shakes and just be really miserable. Okay, so that will be a possibility. I didn't have dumping syndrome as yet. I have not experienced that, but I have experienced nausea and almost vomiting. I was dry heaving, so I didn't actually vomit, but that is one thing that you will have to battle or deal with. Usually your doctor will give you some sort of nausea medication in case you have extreme nausea that you're dealing with. I am also getting nauseous from my multivitamin. Still dealing with that. So I will be taking my nausea medicine if it does not get any better. I've been eating some crackers to kind of kill the nausea. But yeah, so that's something that normally is associated with this lovely surgery, is some nausea. Also, your stomach your bowels are going to be a little wonky for a period of time. It's going to take a while for your bowels to go back to normal. So when you first have surgery, or at least for me, I don't know for everybody, I had a looser stool. Then as I added multivitamin, which has iron in it, my stools became more constipating, more hard. So I became constipated with my when I went to the bathroom or tried to use the bathroom. So it's going to be a strange battle between constipation and looser stools. And a lot of times you're going to have loose stools if you're drinking protein shakes or if you're drinking mostly liquids, because you don't have anything of substance in your stomach at this point. Many foods that you eat will not taste the same, or the many foods that you enjoyed before you had surgery will probably repulse you or make you feel nauseous at the sight of it after surgery, or like the taste of it. Like your taste buds and things will change, and your sense of smell will change after surgery. I've seen a lot of videos where people say that their taste has completely changed. They do not like sugary things anymore, or certain things like they used to enjoy the smell of make them sick. I know for me, I cannot eat too many salty things now. I still enjoy sweet. I haven't encountered anything super sugary, but I haven't been eating anything with real sugar in it. So I know one thing I can't do is add salt to like soups or like certain foods that I'm eating. I can't add too much salt because, oh gosh, if I do, it's inedible for me. I can't do it. I don't like a lot of salt anymore, which is new. That is very new for me because I used to put salt in everything, at least seasoning salt, and now, which is probably better for me, but yeah, so now I can't really add salt to anything. Okay, so this is probably one of the biggest things that I'm going to mention, and also my final thing for this particular video. You are going to stall, okay? Do not disappoint yourself by expecting a huge amount of weight loss immediately after surgery, or within the first few weeks, even like months. Like, give yourself several months before you see a huge difference in your body. You're gonna lose weight, don't get me wrong, but one thing that I did, even though I watched hundreds of videos about this, I expected, oh well, because I'm only drinking liquids, or oh, because I'm only eating a handful of food, I should be losing 20 pounds a month, or like, that's not realistic. Your body is going to readjust itself, or it's going to attempt to readjust itself to the new life that it has. So you're going to hit stalls, you're going to hit plateaus, because your body is trying to recalibrate itself and keep itself alive and safe. So of course you're going to stop losing weight for periods of time. That does not mean you did something wrong. That does not mean that you're going to stop losing weight and that the surgery didn't work. Please don't think that, okay? I thought that, and clearly, because I hit my almost first stall. I didn't actually stall, but I was losing like 1 pound a week and I was panicking. But these things take time. It took time for your body to get where it is, and it's going to take time for your body to get away from, or to move past that point. Okay, so don't rush yourself. Allow your body to go at its pace that is meant to go. And in all honesty, the slower and more steadily that your body loses weight, I'm assuming the less chances, or the lesser chance of having a whole bunch of loose skin. Like, loose skin is definitely going to be a thing, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose. But you can have less loose skin if your body has a chance to conform to its new shape before moving on to the next phase, if that makes sense. And don't beat yourself up if you don't see numbers shifting on the scale, or if you don't see like a certain look in the mirror after a month, or like 2 months or whatever. And probably after 2 months, I'm sure you'll probably see some sort of difference. But if you don't see a difference right away, do not panic, because it takes a little bit of time. Okay, so that is the biggest tip that I want to give today. Just give your body, your stomach, and your mind time to adjust to this extremely huge change in your life. It's going to take time for you to adjust to the change. So just be patient with yourself. Okay, that's my biggest piece of advice. So I wanted to give that information to the people who are looking into getting VSG, and people who are already have had VSG and who are early on, who are like maybe a week or so out of surgery, or anybody, honestly, but I really am focusing on those who are looking to get VSG. I want you to consider all of these things that I'm telling you. These are things that you may encounter during your journey getting VSG. Now, with all of that said, although some of these things may sound a little difficult to deal with, it's still 100% worth it. Like, I'm only 5 weeks, almost 5 weeks out of surgery, and I cannot be happier. I haven't even lost a huge amount of weight, but I feel different immediately after surgery. I'm not as gotten to a point where I'm less tired. Probably because my multivitamins have finally started kicking in. I'm not as tired. I can sleep better. Like, I had really bad insomnia, but now I can sleep a little bit better. I'm feeling more like, have physical pains are gone now. A lot of things have changed in just that short period of time. And my blood pressure has went back to normal. So I never actually was officially diagnosed with high blood pressure, but my blood pressure was usually in the 110s. 110 over, like, I think 65 or 70, something in that range. And as I got heavier, like within the last year, I noticed that my blood pressure was staying in like the 132 range, 132 over like 85. And although that's still considered normal, that was definitely on the higher end for me, which lets me know that I could have been pre high blood pressure. I don't know what the proper terminology for that is, but like, I was very close to having blood pressure issues. So I'm thankful that I was able to avoid that. And literally immediately after surgery, like the next day, my blood pressure had went back down to the 110, 111 area that it was originally. So, okay, I've been talking for long enough. I also promised in my previous video that I would show you guys my incisions at this point. And I'm also going to be adding a body shot at the end for anyone who wants to stay and look. A comparison shot from when I first started my journey to now. Which I don't expect is going to be a huge difference, but, you know, just for kicks and giggles, I will do it. And probably do one monthly just to keep, you know, abreast of any changes. If anything happens. Maybe it is a change. I don't know. We'll see. So let me start with my incisions. Okay, so don't mind this. This is just a burn. But my incisions are pretty much gone at this point. So here was one. I think I had one here. I had one here. And I had one here. I had one that was here. And I had one over here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it was. But yeah, it's practically gone. Oh, there it is. So small, you can't even see it. It's right here. So yeah, my incisions are practically gone at this point. Yay. So I'm glad about that. With that said, I'm going to move you guys over to my body shots. You guys let me know what you think. Okay, so we're back from the body shots. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that. I don't think I see a whole lot of changes, but I mean, like I said, I don't expect a whole lot of changes this early on. So if you guys see a difference, please let me know. So I'm pretty much done with my video. If you guys found it informative, or if you've experienced any of these things, or if you would like to add or think I should add something to a follow-up video about this, because I do intend to make like maybe a part 2 to this, because I'm sure that I've missed some things. These are just the things that I could think of off the top of my head that I've either experienced or know off from watching videos about it. So if need be, I can make a part 2 for this. But if you have anything to add or would just like to talk about some of the things that I mentioned today, please leave some comments on my video and I'll be happy to talk to you guys about it. And also, if you enjoyed the video today and would like to see more content like this, like, subscribe, following me on Instagram so that, you know, you guys can ask me questions on there. Just another way for me to be able to keep in contact with you guys. And also for you to see my more recent updates. My updates get there a little quicker than they get to YouTube because it takes me a while to make videos. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I will be back in the next one. Bye.